Hi guys, and welcome to this new lecture. We are going to create a pop circle with a fill. Instead of a stroke, we are going to use the fill. So our circle will open, it will be filled, and then will disappear like we have done in the pop circle stroke. So I'll create a new composition here, and I will call it pop, P-O-P, circle, fill. So we know exactly what we're talking about. 7 seconds is okay, it's like the others, is no problem. We click OK. I will use the ellipse tool to create my ellipse. I'll press shift to make it a circle. Press space bar to move it anywhere I want. Fine. Like my old habit here, I will come to the ellipse, go to the ellipse transform, and put the position to 0 and 0. Cool. Now this circle, I don't want it to have a stroke only, I want it to have a fill. I will come to the fill here, make it plain fill, that is solid color. Come to the stroke and remove the stroke. White is cool. Now I will come to the size here. So I want it to pop. So first thing I want to do is to start keyframing this size. I will put the size to 250. That's our regular size. This is one we want to use. I will come to 1 second. Of course, firstly, I'll make it slow. I will keyframe the size. I will come in the beginning and make the size 0. I'll get a new keyframe and the circle will open. That's pretty cool. Now I need it to pop. So it will open a bit, the fill, and then there is another circle inside that will take it out. I will take the ellipse and duplicate it. Now I have ellipse 2. I will put ellipse 2 under. Now ellipse 2 is totally identical to ellipse 1. But what I will do, I will shift the keyframes. I'll press U and will shift the keyframes, just move them on the side like this. So notice what's happening. The first circle is opening and now the second circle, you can see the blue line opening. But actually we don't see anything because they are on top of each other. That's okay. I will come to the content here. Let's lift it a bit up and start using the merge path. I will come to add, but I have to make sure that I selected contents and not one of the ellipses. I will click on the small arrow next to add and say merge path. Now this is very nice. It has a merge path which has merged them together. I will come to the merge path mode and say subtract. Here you are. It is done in fact. Let's put some easy ease on them. I'll press U. Take all the keyframes, press F9, go to the graph, and here you can do almost anything you want. I will select these two keyframes and then move them to this side, something like this. And you can make them faster, you can play with it the way you want. Let's take the other two keyframes. Can I select them? Here you are, and move them to this side. So now it's terribly fast in the beginning, if you notice, here. And the other one will come. Now the timing is incorrect. I will go back to the keyframes here. Because of the easy ease, I need to adjust the timing. So the first one will open very fast and the second one, and they will pop. And here you are, you have done your animation. Cool, right? Now we need to time them to become a bit faster. Here. I will shorten my work area. Bring my timeline indicator on 2. I just click on the 2 here and press N to shorten the work area. Not bad, it's okay. Maybe you need to work on the easy ease, make it more interesting. So our purpose is to get the white circle, the big one, open, and then the other one. We have achieved this. Of course, now to make it more interesting, you come to Effects and Preset and look for a shadow. I will click on it and drop it on the layer. And let's open them a bit to see what's happening. We have the drop shadow just stick inside. So we take the distance out. And that's not bad. We try the opacity, take it down, and that's okay. And we're cool. In fact, let's take opacity a bit less. Cool. Now we are cool. We have done it. Then you can add another drop shadow if you want, or change the color of the drop shadow. You can use it for the yellow. We like this yellow. I like this yellow. Gives you another kind of drop shadow. Fine. And let's hike the opacity. Okay. Maximum, yes, something like this. Let's take another drop shadow and drop it on top. You see, you can drop it on bottom or drop it on top, and this drop shadow will just move the distance, then move the angle, and you have something very exotic here somehow. And we can play it and see, do we like it? Well, that's okay. I don't like the drop shadow 2 is on top. I will put it on bottom, and now it's much more interesting. Okay guys, so we created the pop-up for our circle and you can use it. This is one of your assets. Now, if you want to replicate that, of course, we have been replicating from within the layer, 3 or 4 of them, and making a whole animation. Let's say you want to duplicate the layer now. I will show you the difference here. I will rename the layer circle 1. Let's stop the animation over here. I'll take the circle 1 and duplicate it. Now I can move it. That's very fun. But if let's say I want to make it smaller or bigger, I press on S to get it. Now notice what's happening. The stroke or the size of the circle is also being affected. If this is not your purpose, you don't want it to become bigger from here, then you should not use layers. You should use duplication inside the circle itself. Or if you don't want to duplicate from here, what you can do, let's get it back, is coming back inside the contents here, opening ellipse 1, opening the ellipse path 1, and changing the size from here. It doesn't go to 250. It goes, for example, let's position it on the keyframe, to 350. And of course, you have to do the same for the second ellipse and position it to 350. We'll go to the keyframe here and we say 350. Here you are. Now you have created a new layer, you duplicated the layer, but yet the sizes are changed from within the ellipse themselves. If you decide, okay, I want more and I want the circle duplicated from me, come and scale it up or down, whatever you like, and move it to this area, and then move it over here. Okay, and maybe we'll make it smaller, not bigger. Now you have a change in the stroke or the size that is opening. If this is cool with you, fine, do it. You notice here it is smaller, here it's bigger. It depends on your choice and how you want to work with it. And sometimes it can give you the effect that you want. You already have one asset, this is another asset, and we'll do many of them within the course. Thanks very much for listening. You learned an application of the merge path with subtract, and you learned how to duplicate even more the layers and the shapes within the layer. I'll see you in the next lecture.